So
Yeah. Okay.
it would be good for her to have some product on hand. I'm not trying to take all my product over there.
Yeah, well, what happens is what I would encourage you to do is set up a set, especially now that you're going to start doing presentations and whatnot. I
Huh?
would set up a set for you guys. Like I have a set that I keep with me that
Okay.
when I'm going to new people or people that are brand new or launching or whatever, I'll take a full set that I do kind of mark out just for sampling, not for sales, but so like if they don't have one, like if they have everything, then you're gold, right? But
Okay.
if they don't, they're like, oh no, I need blah, blah, blah. Cool. I already have my set set aside. So I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll bring my V3, I'll bring CBD1, and I'll bring this, right? Because from your perspective, right, when you're what we call driving depth in a team, like we're driving deep in the team, your job is to always get into somebody's network as fast as possible. So like with this gal, right? So she comes in, your job is to get her to star as fast as possible. And then now those two people are your new best friends.
Right.
And then we're getting them to star. We're getting them because what you're going to do is you're going to start driving, and the majority of people aren't going to really like run and gun, right? But
Yeah.
you'll by driving depth and staying deep in the bottom of somebody's leg, you're going to run into somebody that's a beast. That's somebody that's going to be like, man, and their first meeting is going to have 30 people. They're going to get 10 different apps, and then we're off to the races. So the idea is like if somebody says, yeah, you know what, I'll have a meeting, but oh man, I don't have the products. Oh, cool, no worries, man. I'll bring over what you don't have, right? And then you just make sure you bring it back. So it's not for sales. Um, and then like you just happen to have a lot of product on hand, so you made some sales. But for instance, last night I was at Eric and Michelle's house. They had a full set, but they didn't have anything really to sell on hand. But they got a bunch of people to fill out, and they made a bunch of sales, but they just got to process them. So you'll still be able to make the sales, which is cool. But I would encourage you to create like I actually have it like a bag. So I have a full set of all my products. I also have like these little sheets. They're like 8.5 by 11. I think you guys might have had them, but 8.5 by 11 little plastic deals. And I put the papers in there. So if I ever need to have a full display, I bring it, right? And then sometimes I won't need it. So I'll just bring a couple of products. So just that's one thing. It's like your travel case. Make sure you have your laptops good. Make sure you have an HDMI cord, because these are all things that I've learned just over the years. As soon as you get to somebody's house, they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to work my TV." You're like, "Oh, my son always does it." Is your son here? No. Oh, crap, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I have an extra HDMI cord. Make sure you have your power cord. Your PowerPoint is downloaded to your laptop or iPad, so you don't have to be online, and then you're ready to rock. So now, as far as presenting is concerned, what I'm going to first do is share with you that there's four types of people who join network marketing. Okay, and so the reason I say this is because when you're going through the presentation, you're hitting certain types of people. Okay, so they're intended to resonate with certain types of people. So, for instance, you got a red, right? So I learned these characters, like a million of these different character like trainings or studies. When I first learned it, they did them with sea animals. I don't know why. And they were like, you got a shark. A shark is considered somebody who's like all about money, who's super competitive, right? Like the alpha, right? You'll also hear them referred to as reds. Okay. Now, an alpha or a shark, all they want to do is they want to know about the money, right? They're like, how much money can I make? Like, how fast? Typically, a red is not somebody who's too much into the details. So they don't need to know all the details. They're just like, look, what do I got to do? How many people I got to put in front of you? Right. Then what you have is you have like a dolphin, right? A dolphin is also known as like a blue, and a dolphin's just all about fun. Okay. They're cool to make money, and they're not bad people, but they're like, man, I love this environment. Like I love being around dope people, like the music, like just getting in these home meetings and just chatterboxing with people. And man, I love this. I could dig this. Um, Now the next one you have what do we have? We have a whale. Okay, a whale, also known as a yellow, or yeah, is it a yellow? Yellow or green? think it's yellow. As a yellow, they're just helpers. Okay. So they're not driven by money, right? They're not even necessarily driven by fun. They just want to help. So this is where you're going to find people who are teachers, counselors. Sometimes you'll find people in the medical profession because they just wanted to help people. And then the last one you'll have is what we call an urchin, and they're like a green. And these people, urchins, are people who are analytical, people who want to pay attention to details. And the more you learn about these things, you're going to realize that, like, my first mentor always used to say, you can't shark an urchin. Mario, you can't shark an urchin. So the things that are important to you as a shark, don't give a rip to the urchin. They don't care, right? And so, like, man, I made 50 grand in my first month. Great.
They're like, who cares?
Yeah,
That's you. Yeah.
that's cool. But talk to me about the ingredients in this product. You're like, and you'll also find that sometimes some of the character traits work better with others, right? So for instance, like Francoise, oh, by the way, people are like two of them too. Sometimes they're like I'm a red green. Like I'm definitely a shark, but I'm also very analytical, right?
Right.
But shark is my bigger tendency. Like my red is my bigger tendency. Like Francoise is an analytical shark. So she's very analytical, but she's also a shark. She loves money, right? And so a lot of times when we have connect calls, if it's somebody who's an analytical person, they'll ask for Francoise. So this also helps when you're doing connect calls as well, to know what type of person this is, right? Because then you know how to approach them. You know how to speak to what resonates with them, what will get them moving. Now, why am I sharing with you? This is why it's important. When you go into a home meeting and you're the presenter, your job is to pay attention to the guests, right? We go up to every single guest and we do what's called why am I having a brain fart here? You wait, I'm having it.
Evaluate character.
Form. We go over it's an acronym, it's form. So when you go up to every person, you're like, hey, how's it going? My name is Chico. So who invited you out? Oh, Joey invited me out. Oh, cool, man. So, where do you live at? And you start asking. So we talk about forms. You talk about family, occupation, recreation, and motivation, right? Family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. So you should form up every single person that's a guest. And it's funny, my first mentor in this industry, he was the best I've ever seen in a living room. Because he'd come into a meeting, and if you were already on the team, he really didn't care. He's like, I drove all the way to Fort Worth for new people.
Right.
Like I drove all the way to Fort Worth because Chico and Danny put people in the living room, and I'm here to execute. Right. So, John, all the people that are in the business, I'll talk to y'all later. Right. So he'd walk in and we'd see him, especially even sometimes we'd laugh because, every now and again you're later than you want to be because of whatever, like traffic or whatnot. And he'd show up a little late and immediately he'd drop his stuff, put his computer, hook it up. And then he would only go beeline to all the new guests. Hey, how are you? My name is so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And he'd go through it because he wanted to start assessing the room before the meeting. So, because then he knew how he was going to cater his presentation based on who was there as a guest, right? So if he realized there was 4 guests, 3 of them were athletes, or like for instance, 3 of them were Marines or military, or they're super like into the gym. They love to lift weights, right? So I'm going to cater my presentation to that, right? Or the 4 guests that are there, all of them are females. 3 of them are stay-at-home moms and one's a nurse. So you got to cater your presentation towards that. Because I'm thinking, okay, they're probably either going to be a whale or they're probably either going to be a dolphin. So they're going to want to hear about good times because, stay-at-home mamas like to turn up, right?
Right.
Or they're nurses or they're moms. So they nurture, right? So that's important. This is all stuff that it's like we always say the meeting before the meeting is usually sometimes more important than the actual meeting. Okay. The meeting before the meeting is very important. So now I'm going to briefly just go through this with you, man, and just kind of hit some highlights because, you know, it's not difficult. It's not rocket science, bro. You just get up there, share your story, and then you just read it. Like the more you do, the better you're going to get. Okay. You'll like learn transitions. You'll know what slide is coming next. So you can start, like for me, I start teeing up that once I'm done with this slide, I kind of mentally know what's coming next. I have like a transition. Sometimes I'll start teeing it up and then I'll click and then bam, I'm already on it. You know,
Yeah.
that just comes from doing it over and over again. So when you join in, right? So remember the 4 people in the room. Okay. So, hey guys, just want to just welcome you out. You know, my name is Chico Solis. You know, I've been in the company just a short time. I'm former military. I come out of the law enforcement profession, married, blah blah blah. And when I took a look at this company, guys, I'll tell you, I was just looking. Always keep it simple because one of the things that even I struggle with often is one of my first mentors. He used to tell me, Mario, if you're an A+ presenter, sometimes that can kill you because people will look at you and be like, man, that guy's so damn good, but they don't believe that they could ever be that good. So they're like, yeah, that's why he makes 7 figures because he's like amazing. You know, he's like, sometimes I'd rather see a B or a B+ presenter because then people can relate. Yeah, like, man, if Chico could do this, shoot, I could do it. Right.
Right.
So keep it brutally simple. Hey guys, I came out of the education space. I had gotten laid off, man. And I always do a lot of feeling things like, man, I don't know if you guys, you know, can relate to this, but man, I was anxious, dude. I was in a place I never thought I'd be before. Because what's happening is people are starting to listen and starting to be like, yeah, man, like I can relate to that. I can relate to that. So our company's called Vasayo Life Abundant, man. And I think, and I always say that, I think that's so cool to talk about because right now, man, people aren't living in a place of abundance. They're living from a place of fear, you know? And so we have an opportunity to do a lot of good. And so next slide, we talk about, you know, painting the picture. Again, who are we talking to here? Well, you could be talking to a shark. Now, remind yourself who's in the room. If it's a big meeting, you just got to kind of go bits and pieces of everything, right?
Right.
But if you know who's in the room and it's a bunch of stay-at-home moms, you talk about, you know, what does abundance mean to you? You know, does it mean being able to spend as much time with your kids as possible? Does it mean maybe having your husband come home more and not have to take up so much overtime, whatever it is, right? And so it kind of goes into here. And usually here I'll share a little bit about my story. Like, you know, what's important to me is time. You know, when I was in corporate America, you know, I didn't see my family. I was gone, and I didn't even know what I didn't know. I didn't realize that life was passing me by without my family. And so now I'm able to yada, yada, yada. And so you're painting a picture, connecting with people. So these first couple slides are just designed to kind of bring people's walls down
Right.
and also to try to start to get them to relate. Okay. Um, Now, when you go into this one, I like this one because right out of the gates, I'm trying to proactively like like uncover landmines and take care of them before they blow up later, right?
Right.
And so remember, a lot of times people are in these meetings and they're sitting there looking for reasons not to join. Okay, they're not looking for reasons to join. I always tell people there's like sometimes people have different lenses on. One lens, you know, is like, man, this is a great opportunity. Look at all the awesome things that, and then the other lens is like, huh, we'll see.
Yeah.
And everything they look at is through that negative lens or that positive lens. So this here, I've learned helps to kind of bring people's walls down. So guys, listen, let me just be brutal. Sometimes I'll say, look, guys, can I have permission to be brutally honest with you guys today? Yeah. All right, cool. This is why you can be successful, right? I know a lot of times you've seen businesses like this before. Maybe you've tried businesses like this before. Here's the reason why. Guys, everywhere you turn, people are looking at health and wealth. Would you guys agree? Yeah, like they're worried about the pandemic and they're worried about their income. Those 2 reasons are why, okay, you can be successful with our company now because of what's going on in the marketplace. But as we talk about that, we can agree that most people are, and what we're doing is trying to set the table as to, whoa, like, man, there's a problem and we're solving it. Okay. So, you know, nutrition, by the way, I'm going to send this recording to you, bro, too. So you can
Okay.
kind of read through it and just go over it again. So nutrition is the answer, guys. It always has been, and it always will be. So that said, eating better is not just the answer though, because there's one problem. Our soil is nutrient drained.
Clear.
Even fruits and veggies, are and what you'll see here is you'll start seeing a lot of head nods, right? Now be careful, because I did this training one time, or this presentation in Visalia up north, and all
Yeah.
farmers, bro.
Hey,
All farmers, and they looked at me like, the hell you know about soil? Like,
right.
you're disrespecting us, right? So just be careful. And so, we aren't getting what we need. So if eating right isn't the sole answer, right, then people start taking supplements. Well, here's the problem with supplements. Okay, they don't absorb. And scientific fact will tell us that you only absorb about 8 to 12% of whatever you eat into your bloodstream, right? So if you're not getting the nutrients you need in your food, if you start taking supplement and you're peeing it straight out, that's a problem. Well, here's the solution, right? Liposomal technology. Now, what I'm doing here as well, okay, is think about the people who we're talking to. Maybe the helpers, okay, the people who want to help. Maybe the analytical people, okay, because we're setting the stage and now we're talking science. And so when I talk about this, I say, guys, in 1965, doctors and scientists created a solution. Now here, you're going to have to judge the room. Okay. So if you have a lot of like high level people who are very intelligent, like when you're talking to them, you're like, I'm a nurse, I'm a dietitian, right? Or, or like all the guys you had that were very focused in nutrition, you might need to spend a little bit more time explaining a little bit more. If they're just everyday average people, it's as simple, bro, as, hey, this is a molecule surrounded in fat. Right? What they do is they put the nutrients in the fat because it can survive your stomach, bypass your liver, go straight into your bloodstream. When I saw this, I was like, oh, that little molecule smuggles the goods into the blood. People laughed, like, oh, okay. Now, again, if it's a more of an analytical group of people, just spend a little bit more time. Guys, lipids are what you found, what is commonly referred to as fat, right? Liposuction. Well, the reason they put lipids around the outside is because your body loves fat, right? And so fat doesn't go to the liver, it goes directly around it through your lymphatic system. So again, just play it by ear.
Yeah.
And the idea is to say there's a problem. The problem is eating good enough. Eating good is not enough. You got to take supplements. Second problem is supplements pee straight out. Here's the solution. This is why we're different. Okay. So then I typically say, hey guys, so listen, I'm going to share with you a quick video that illustrates this liposomal technology. Okay. So you go here. And this is just the regular liposomal video, right? I think it's like 2 minutes. Yeah, it's about 2 minutes. Okay. And then from there, we come into here. So who are we, guys? Super simple. Our goal is education. We're teaching people what they can do to protect their health, strengthen their bodies, and pay it forward. Also, guys, you can earn a side hustle. You can earn some money if you're looking. I don't know where you guys are at, and maybe some of you are here just tonight to learn about the nutrition in our products, and we love you just the same. But like me, my wife, and 50 million Americans, people are looking for a way to make extra money, and we've got that for you guys here, okay? So it's just as simple as that. Now, again, hearts and hands for humanity. We're talking to the helpers, okay? The whales, right? The teachers in the room, the moms, right? And so again, if you got a room full of real estate agents, right? And I'm speaking in generalities, but if I got a room full of sharks, I don't need to spend too much time here, okay? Yeah. They're gonna be like, that's cool. But if it's a room full of teachers or a room full of moms, and maybe spend a little bit more time here, talk about some of the videos and some of the experiences that you've seen and how Dallin is so passionate about this. And I've literally watched him break down crying when he talks about this, and people start getting sewn in emotionally to what you're presenting. Okay. Now this slide, okay, is all about credibility. Okay. Right. Building credibility in what we have. So people who are analytical are going to like this. People who are money hungry are like this, because I don't want to build a big business and then it falls apart. I want to make sure I'm running with people who are legit, right? So, but when you're building credibility, again, for the people that are there thinking about why I shouldn't do this, this is really a big deal. So, hey, for me, everything rises and falls on leadership. And so I was so excited to see who was our CEO and founder, Mr. Dallin Larson. He's built 2 billion-dollar companies over the last 30 years. Here's why that matters. Since 2001, there's been 48,000 network marketing companies born. Out of the 48,000, only 13 have made it to $1 billion in revenue. And out of the 13, he's taken 2. He was a 2009 Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. And guys, so I knew who he was. I knew what he would accomplish and what he's already accomplished, but I asked him what makes us different. And that's when he introduced us to liposomal technology. Okay. So again, the analytical person, the person that's sitting there trying to think about, why shouldn't I do this? Or why are these products different? Here's where you start setting the stage for that. So guys, we're not a CBD company, even though we have CBD. We're not a skincare company, even though we've got skincare, right? We're an advanced delivery systems company. So we specialize in taking high-end nutrients, using this delivery system to get it into your bloodstream at a very high rate, okay? So I'm gonna go through all these products. CBD, the things you wanna learn, you wanna highlight here, the 20-year global patent, THC-free with third-party certification. What does it do? Virtually everything, right? Share, I've seen people use it for cancer treatment, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, anxiety, depression, you name it. Also, I would say, hey, is there fur parents here? Anybody have, people raise their hand, right? So it's super good for animals. People have used it for their dogs with arthritis. I always say, around 4th of July, sell a ton of this because their dogs freak out with all the fireworks. So you'll see, again, start connective. Oh, wow, that's cool. Even if they were invited there for immunity, now their wheels are turning. They're like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about that, man. I got to get some of this for my dog. He's a psychopath every 4th of July, right? So 20 billion. Okay, now here we're talking to the sharks. Okay, so this is why I got started 2 years ago, guys, because I saw that Forbes, again, credibility, is going to say this market's going to go to 22 billion in the next 2 years or by next year. So it's a massive opportunity, guys. I just wanted to be early. I wanted to be at the right place at the right time. But once I got here, I realized that we had a ton of products. And so I'm just going to go over some of the key things that I usually speak to. So this one, I talk about how telomere is like that little tip of the shoelace, right? And so how once that breaks up, the DNA starts to break up. And you talk about the corner here. Talk about Dr. William Andrews. He's been this is his life's work for over 40 years. Tell him to Google him. Tell people to Google him. Then we go to Vmune. Think of a liposome, guys. We're putting A, C, D, N, E, quercetin, silver. We're putting zinc, selenium, elderberry, shiitake mushroom, all in one product for $54 a month, right? People start, whoa, like what the heck? And so as we start getting more testimonies, we'll put this in, okay? Actually, I do have a video that I'm going to enter in here from Diana Mosier. Her husband took it in 3 days, got kicked COVID, which is insane. Our shakes, you can talk about basically Happy Cow certification, talk about all 18 branch chain amino acids. You can do a side-by-side. I usually talk about Herbalife and look at the side-by-side with Herbalife, simply because of number one, it's at the top, so it's real easy to do a side-by-side. But number two, most people know Herbalife, so they're familiar with them and what they've accomplished. So, so that's that. Renew, curcumin. This is where you share your testimony, bro. That's insane. Make sure you just remember that curcumin is under 1% absorbent. Normally, when you put it into a liposome, it's 100% absorbency on the number one anti-inflammatory in the world. This is a great video. I need you to do a video, bro, when you get a chance. So the most difficult part is going to be getting it to about a minute. It can't be over a minute. It's got to be under a minute because that's when it's very easy. People who don't have iPhones, they can't send videos over a minute. On social media, you can't post something over a minute. So that's going to be the most difficult part, but just kind of high leveling it. You could even, if you have testimonies with 2 products, like you can say, guys, my testimony is with Renew and CBD, or with CBD and Renew, or whatever it is. But so yeah, because testimonies sell, man. Stories are what sell this deal. Sleep, same thing. Think of that liposomal bubble. We put melatonin helps you go to sleep. GABA helps you stay asleep. NAC they've used for clinically tested to help prove to fix anxiety. Show the testimony there. Beleza, key here is credibility. Okay, who is our business partner? Warren Buffett, right? Berkshire Hathaway. And how has he made his fortune? By investing. So that means you're not the top 10 wealthiest men on the planet by not knowing how to invest in companies. And the simple fact that they partnered up with us, worldwide exclusivity on this product, says a lot, right? It's a liposomal skincare. He showed the before and afters. Eternal. I mean, I think you can share that. You know, these are diseases that are linked to low glutathione. Neuro. Okay, phenomenal testimony there.
Hey,
Show Marcel's. A lot of the testimonies do all the heavy lifting. Vtox, bam, there's your own personal testimony there. Okay. Also, when you're going through this, you want to spend enough time on the products. Don't rush them, but also protect yourself from going through these for over an hour, right? Because then you'll cut off. If you'll go through all the products, and what you do is you'll start seeing the more meetings you do, you'll start seeing like, dang, I went too far. Because when I go through the business, people are already like mentally checked out just because they've been there for so long, right?
yeah.
So you'll start learning that. So start reading the room.
I think I'm gonna record myself a couple times here and watch myself to see what I need to shorten up or lengthen
Present
up.
it to the fam. Present it to the boys and to Danny, and then because it's hard to presenting to like nobody is difficult, and it's different than presenting to a group. So maybe maybe a couple of the people on your team, like that are already out there, like your cousins and stuff, have them come out. Look, I'm going to start practicing, but you know, I want to practice to a live audience. So, you know, come by, you know, don't be smart asses. Let me get through it. You know? And
All right.
so V Slim, simple, V3, you got that. Core Complete is a game changer. Now here, I inserted this slide as a transition. So for instance, like this is when Jeff was in the room. I knew I was going to call him up for a testimony. So maybe at this point, you know, if John's going to be in the room, right? You call up John, prep him ahead of time. And guys, before we transition into the business side of what we do, I want to share with you a very powerful testimony by one of our partners, my cousin, John. John, come on up, boom, let him share his testimony. Or you have somebody in the business in the room who has a good business testimony, bam, let them come up. So, you know, you can or if you're in a place where there's no testimonies there yet, right? Because you're just building the marketplace. So maybe you can sit back and just share about our team and what we're going to do. Always cast vision. Right? I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the wake up call yesterday, but it's always about vision, right? Let me tell you what's about to happen, guys. I don't know if this is for you or not. Okay. And especially in this area, leverage Advocare. Okay. Now there's a lot of people, let's just call a spade, who are pissed off at Advocare, like that were mad, right? They're jaded, okay? But there's also a lot of people that, in spite of being pissed off at Advocare, will jump at the next chance at being at the top of the next Advocare, okay? Man, they're freaking idiots, and man, I lost a lot of money. Wait, you're the first person here? Yeah. Oh, shit. I thought you were mad at Advocare. Yeah, but shoot, I would have loved to have been at the top of that thing, right? So leverage that. Guys, listen, I'm going to just let you know what's about to happen here in the area, okay? You guys know that this industry, the network marketing industry, explodes all in Dallas and all in Fort Worth and all in this area. Okay, you guys remember what happened with companies like Advocare, even Isogenics, and right now the marketplace is wide open. The marketplace is wide open. People are looking for money and people are looking for health, guys, and we're at the right place at the right time. So I'm going to tell you right now, guys, we're just starting out, but inside of a few weeks, you're going to start hearing about this. I told people last night, I said, guys, listen, you're going to start seeing Vasayo stickers all over the place on people's cars, right? And here's your opportunity to say, man, I was at the top of that thing before it gets out of hand. So you should start casting vision, speak with confidence. And even that, people are like, man, I like those products, man, but damn, I just don't want to miss. Because fear of missing out, FOMO, is no joke, right? People will do some crazy stuff for FOMO, you know? So that's why I kind of use this. So you use this slide strategically, right? Once again, let me be a straight shooter. This is why this will work for you this time. Everybody is looking for natural health, and everybody is looking for a way to make money from home. So we use the most trusted form of marketing, word of mouth. Guys, we're not looking for salespeople. Now, know your audience, form them up. Bunch of stay-at-home mom, right? You say, hey, look, we're just Friends telling friends. Ladies, have you ever told people about a good restaurant, told people about a good recipe, or told people about a good, movie? Yes, that's what we do. Now, you're in a room of real estate agents, guys, word of mouth, right? Many of you guys have made millions using referrals, right? That's what you do in your network, in your business. You don't have to be a salesperson, but if you are, man, you're going to kill it. So know who you're talking to here, okay? 8 ways we get paid. Again, know your audience, who keep it simple though. Tell them, hey guys, I'm going to keep it high level. If you guys want to get into the weeds, I can send you a video afterwards or stick around. One thing that I would say would be, if you're in a room with people who know network marketing, make sure that you mention that we pay out 71%. That's the highest in the industry. Okay. And so what that means is whenever $100 in revenue comes in, 71 of those 100 go into the product, the pockets of the people. Amway pays out 22%. Herbalife pays out 41, just to compare apples to apples. Okay. So 60% customer acquisition, 20% this. So all that. So I won't necessarily have to go through that. Now, when we go through the ranks, I don't go through all of them. What I say is, listen, the most important rank is star. We get you one on your right, one on your left. And then we just keep doing that over and over again. Next thing you know, you're a gold. Okay. We've helped over 180 people become gold, win all expense paid trips to the Bahamas. Okay. Now, the next step we're going to talk about is diamond. Okay. Diamond, they take you on an all expense paid trip to Hawaii. That's a $10,000 a week position. Okay. This is when people start thinking about going full time. Okay. Rank advanced bonuses. I usually just say, see where it says RAB, that's a rank advanced bonus. That means when you hit white diamond, they give you an upfront bonus of 50K, and all the way up to triple crown where you make $1 million upfront bonus. Okay. White diamond or black diamond, they give you a car, Mercedes-Benz of your choice. They pay it for the year. And then you also get another trip. What I like to highlight here as well is that the highest rank in our company right now is Imperial Black Diamond. 2 people are Imperial. Okay. Outside of that, Crown, Double, and Triple are wide open. Imagine being at the very beginning of Advocare, opening up a network like Dallas and Fort Worth where nobody knows anything about it, and the top 3 positions are open, right? I need you to understand this, because some of you guys will walk in and say, hey, this product sound great, and walk out the same way, but we're looking for about 3 or 4 people right now that know about 3 or 4 people. And that's how we get crazy. And then you're going to start seeing the sales stickers everywhere all over Dallas and Fort Worth, right? So just, again, casting vision. Now, how do you find abundance, right? We talk about abundance a lot. What are the next steps? It's real simple, guys. Purchase a pack. I always talk about the worst thing that could happen is you buy a package of products, you get healthy. That's right. It, okay? Talk about this. Don't go into the details. Sometimes people are like, well, every product has points and it's 160 and blah, blah, blah. Look, you guys, we have a monthly purchase of about $150 to $180 worth of product that you take. Okay. So that's the only overhead. You can write it off. And the price just depends on what you want to buy. And then I'll tell them there as well that, hey, but cool thing is we go out and get 3 customers, yours is free. Okay. Your only overhead expense is the eat product. Now, become a star, 1 on your right, 1 on your left. We duplicate that process out. And then we go through some packages, and I hit this hard, right? Now I know, and I'm actually going to talk about this right now in our wake-up call. But I know this. Hold
on. That's my new smart ship right there. That's automatic.
So perfect, dude. And so I tell them that, like, look, guys, this is our bread and butter. Bread and butter. I'm telling you right here. Number 1, everybody I know needs to be on this package simply because I love them. That's it. Like, you need this. Okay.
Right.
But imagine getting a 250 pack, buying 2 people that want to buy a 250 pack, and we're off to the races, right? Buy your 250 pack, find 2 people who buy 250. They find people who buy, and then we're doing this on a monthly basis. This is the only pack we need, right? Literally, Isogenics, Advocare, New Skin, Amway, Herbalife, statistically have created billion-dollar companies off of $250 packs.
Yeah.
Okay. We're right there. Okay. Now, we also have other products. Okay. This is the weight loss deal. So we have our whey option, our vegan option, Pro Pack. Now, listen, some people are going to be like, man, I like it. I want to try the products. It makes sense in my brain. Yeah, I'm willing to take a step forward. Start with the Live Well pack. But some of you guys are sitting here like me. When I saw this, man, I was like, man, I don't do nothing half-ass, right? I want to make all the money I can. I want to go hard. So if you want to be a pro, get a pro pack, right? What does that do? It gets you everything. Plus, if you start this month for your first 30 days, you get double bonuses. So your two of your bonuses, one goes from 20 to 40, one goes from 10 to 20. I'll go that over with you at the end, but you definitely want to get this because you're going to make the most amount of money the fastest. Okay. Talk about our system again. Know your audience. If it's a bunch of salespeople, tell them, man, we got it down pat. Share and connect. It's a turnkey system, and we'll show you how to duplicate this thing out fast. If it's a bunch of moms, stay-at-home moms or teachers or helpers, hey, we're not about sales. We'll teach you to share a little bit about the product, share a little bit about the program, and then when people are interested, connect them over to us. We do all the heavy lifting. I'm here to do the work with you, okay? The support and tools, guys, again, what I tell folks is my first mentor used to say, Mario, whenever somebody sits in a meeting like this, they're always asking themselves 3 questions. Question number 1, does it work? Question number 2, can I do it? And question number 3, will they help me? If you can answer those 3 questions in your presentation, they will sign up. Does it work? Can I do it? And will they help me? Okay. This comes into, will they help me? Right, guys, we have tools, we have training pretty much every day, right, for you to go into. We've got an app that's probably worth $75 a month for free. Okay. Tools, PDFs, lectures. I mean, just unbelievable amount of stuff there. Obviously, you'll probably be talking to a lot of veterans. Guys, the company really does care for us. So, they gave us a 10% upfront fee or discount, plus you get a 10% on every month. You get, monthly trainings designated just for us. And then at this point, the way you close is this. Guys, people are in 3 places right now. Number 1, it's not for me. Okay. And I just want to be a customer. I'd love to take some of these products. So if you're a number 1, okay, I want you to just let the person know afterwards who comes to you, say, hey, I'm a number 1. So we know, just get you some information about the packages. Okay. Place number 2, you know what, Mara, I'm in. Like, I know Chico, he's a champion in everything he does. And if he's down, I'm down, and I want to be at the top. Okay. If you're a number 2, let the people know that are number 2, and they're going to get you the different packages so we can walk you down that direction. And if you're a place number 3, I like it, but I'm not sure if it's for me yet. Let that person know. We'll sit down, we'll draw it all out on a paper for you guys so you guys can understand how this works, how you can make your money back fast, and then we take it from there. Okay. So that said, thanks so much. Are you number 1, number 2, number 3? God bless. Bam. Okay. You're done. Okay. So I definitely am going to record this for you and put it up. But any questions so far on this?
No, I think it's pretty straight and narrow. I mean, it's just a matter of being comfortable. You know what I mean? My transitions, work on my transitions. I want to make sure that my transitions are good to go before I go out there. That's why I'm going to do some recording here. And like you said, put my family up there for a live audience.
Yeah.
Been a while since I taught in front of a big crowd. So these small crowds should be pretty easy,
Yeah, man.
We'll see. I'm just, I just want to get out there and get rolling, get them rolling, so that way they can start seeing the success in it, and light a fire in them, because, that's where the success comes in. That's where it starts.
We got to get you to gold, bro. We got to get you to gold, because you have a phenomenal testimony with the products, but that Bahamas trip, believe it or not, is a big deal. People might not say it, but winning a free trip to the Bahamas is a big deal. And so we got to get you out here. Like I was telling Steph last night, like I'm so excited about this move. Not just because of all the, everything else about living in Texas, but from the business perspective, I'm like, man, we got a solid group of people on my left leg, which would be you guys, you and Danny. And then we've got a solid group of people on my right that I feel like we can drive down. And I was like, man, that just doesn't happen. Like, that's a God thing, man. And so the Lord's going to do some good work out here, man. So you got a really good testimony with the products. Lead with that. Practice. Don't overanalyze. Have fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, crack jokes, get people engaged. And the more you do, the better you'll get. Right? That's it. The more you do, the better you'll get.
Sounds good, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for taking the time, and enjoy your rest of your stay, brother. Be safe on that road.
Yeah, for sure, man. And remind me later today or tomorrow. And I'm gonna try to get this converted, and I'll put it up on the YouTube link, and I'll send it to you so you can
Okay.
kind of watch it over and over again.
Hey, sounds good, brother. Thank
All
you.
right, brother. God bless, man.
Same to you.
Later.